We're the Con Guys, and this is the Con Guys Show, coming to you straight from the nerdy heart of Hollywood, California.
And this is Jim with theconguy.com.
She's been here with theconguy.com.
Katie here, aka the Con Girl.
Zordon did not want 5 teenagers with attitude.
My name is Derek Sam.
I'm Danae Sams, and that's my brother.
We are your home for news, opinions, and interviews from the world of Comic-Cons and fandoms. Your ultimate insiders for all things con.
Welcome one, welcome all back to the Con Guys Show. This is the Con Guys official wrap up of WonderCon 2022, and I can tell you, we're still tired a week later. I know that I am. I'm still haven't gotten my voice all the way back. I know Katie needs some sleep. Ben looks like very spry. Ben's not tired. Ben went to what was it? Ren Fair just recently, so he's ready for parties. Anyways, welcome everybody to the Con Guys Show. We are your home for all things Comic-Con and nerd news. We say that we're at the middle of the con universe here. It's coming to you straight from the nerdy heart of Hollywood, California. Wake up, Katie!
I'm sorry.
Anyways, my name is Jim. Woo! I am, you can find me at James D. Fry. We don't need to do all that right now. But anyways, Con Girl, Katie, why don't you introduce yourself?
It's me, KT, the sole representative for the Con Girls today. Used to be like the solo Con Girl, but now we've expanded. And yeah, currently going through withdrawals from not drinking Diet Coke, so I apologize if my energy is a little low tonight.
It's all good, Katie. I'll pretend to have enough energy for all of us. Hey, everyone, it's me, old buddy Ben. Ben Cleaver, in case you didn't know. I'm a guy. I'm married. I live in Los Angeles. I like long walks on the beach. Actually, does anybody go on long walks on the beach anymore? Is that a thing that people do? Because it sounds great. I don't think I've ever done it.
I hate the beach.
How can you hate the beach?
Because I don't like sand. I'm like Anakin in that way.
Are you Anakin?
I hate sand.
By the way, though, I have to say though, I don't know what you guys are currently up to since coming back from WonderCon, but Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker saga, has been delayed for over 2 years and finally came out. And so Emily and I have been playing that almost all of our free time. And in the episode 2, because it's all nine movies in one Lego game. And instead of having the mumble speak like they used to in the old Lego games, I'm sure Ben can knows what I'm talking about. They have dialogue now, but the dialogue is hysterical. Like they say the most ridiculous things, but still stay true to the story. And there's the scene where Anakin has his nightmare, and Padme goes, "Was there sand in your dream?" I started laughing so hard. It is the funniest thing. So, sorry,
Ben, did you finish introducing yourself?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I'm Ben Cleaver. I was asking about sand on the beach.
Okay.
And it sounds like Jim's favorite cocktail, the sex on the beach, or the fuzzy navel, one of the two. No, I'm an actor, comedian. Went to WonderCon last weekend. It was a blast. Con Guy had a great presence at WonderCon. I was fortunate enough that through that hashtag show, who is kind of our host network, so to speak. By the way, of course, that hashtag show, as always, brought to you by the fine people over at Neft Vodka, reminding you to please drink responsibly, as well as toink.com, both great places to shop for things that will bring you joy. But I was able to, through that hashtag show, do the press junket for the Bob's Burgers movie. So I was able to interview I was able to do brief interviews with the entire voice cast, as well as the creators and producers. And they showed us the first 6 minutes of the movie. in the panel, which looks like it's going to be great. It is a musical comedy murder mystery.
As
of
Bob's Burgers should be.
And it's
They said
fantastic.
it's like basically a bit of everything is what they said in the panel.
It's true, but the thing is with the type of show Bob's Burgers is, they can get away with that, and they can do it really well. And they've proven that they can do it really well. So, Jim, have you ever watched? Do you watch the show at all?
It's one of my favorite shows. I love Bob's Burgers. I'm always disappointed because I can never get into the panel. It's always at 10 o'clock, no matter what. It's at WonderCon and Comic-Con San Diego. It's always at 10 o'clock. It's always like 10 o'clock on Sunday. Is it Sunday morning? And in San Diego, it's always over in the Hilton, where they do all the adult
the Hilton stuff. Ballroom and Indigo Ballroom. Indigo
Ballroom. And it's impossible to get in unless you show up at like 5 a.m. and get in line. As we all know, I'm not much of a morning person. So when I show up at like 1 and I'm like, where's the panel? No.
Jim, I have a solution for you.
What is that?
You just don't go to sleep.
Yeah, just don't sleep at all.
Don't sleep.
I'm much older than you young
You go to bed
folks.
at 3 a.m. at Comic-Con. What's another, 2 more
Jim,
hours?
you're like a minute older than I am. I'm 625 years old.
Hey, Ben, let me ask you, who did you get to interview from the cast?
The entire cast. John Benjamin. John Richards, I believe, is the voice of Lynn.
Kristen Shaw.
Kristen Shaw was there. Everybody who Eugene, who does the voice of Gene. I can't think of names right now. I hate it when that happens. But
it's so
the entire main. It's a thing that happens, isn't it? It happened to me a little bit while I was on the Power Rangers panel this weekend. Which we're going to show some footage of the Power Rangers panel, right, Jim?
We got a lot of good footage of the Power Rangers panel. Yes, we do. Oh, what is this?
Hey.
Hello.
Jesus,
is this still Ben's intro?
Yes.
Yeah, we
we're
just
just 14 of my intro.
I
like the jacket, by the way, Ben.
What? Oh, the jacket?
I like the jacket, Ben.
I'm gonna get. I
got
data.
The lanyard from here within.
Nice. Yes, I am wearing the. Oh, go ahead, Jim.
No, I was gonna say, please tell us about the jacket.
This is my Star Trek bomber jacket from Hero Within. My wife and I went and spent all of our money at Tony's booth, and it was a delight. I would rather, we were like, oh my gosh, I want the pants and I want the jacket and I want this and that, and we're like, oh, should we spend this much money? And we're like, yes, it's supporting Tony. It's supporting an independent, maker, an independent producer of really great, high quality products. The inside of these jackets have the galaxy on them, and then you have interchangeable name tags. I picked Data, and then they also, the thing is they do 5 different names from the different programs for each color of jacket, right? So the red comes with Picard and all these different ones. Janeway, by the way, did you see the picture where the actress?
Yes, I did. Tell us about it.
What's her name?
Captain Janeway. Mulgrew. Somebody Mulgrew.
Kate Mulgrew. Kate Mulgrew came by the booth and put on one of the red jackets with the Janeway name tag on it and took a picture. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, they're super comfortable. And they got tons of pockets in them. And
so many.
So each one comes with 5 names. But if, let's say, I love O'Brien from The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, right? Well, they don't have an O'Brien patch. And Tony's like, oh, we'll just give you the name of the producer that makes these patches, and you can order a custom one. That's customer service, man.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, there's something you want that we don't have? Well, we'll just tell you how to get it, and it goes to their supplier, but that's a separate business, so he's encouraging you to spend money at another business as well, another independent business, mind you. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Look at that. There it is. There's Kate
Tony. That's amazing. I love it.
And he's showing off that little. He's showing off the pocket with the little pen pocket in it on his jacket, which is very nice if you're using it for working or something like that,
Yep.
or going somewhere, because you can just be like, oh, hey, here's my pen.
Oh, that's cool. For those of you who are just listening, we are our friend Tony Kim, who is the founder and managing partner of Hero Within Clothing and the designer. He is up at the Star Trek convention right now, and he has these bomber jackets based on the Star Trek. Did I say Star Wars? I always get that mixed up. I'm so sorry.
You said Star Trek. You said
Okay,
Star
good,
Trek.
good.
Now you just
so he has Captain Janeway, Kate Mulgrew, actually wearing the Captain Janeway bomber jacket, which is so cool. So cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
All right. Cheeseman, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'll try to make this shorter, just a little bit shorter. This is Cheeseman here of theconguy.com, and also a screenwriter and videographer. What do I know?
Yeah. Hey, we got a series streaming right now, so I'm kind of happy about that.
Yeah.
Mr. Screenwriter. Hey, guys, we are going to talk all things WonderCon. And I just got to tell you, Ben said it right up front. This was a pretty amazing WonderCon event, especially for the con guys. This is our very first time we had a table on the convention floor, which was great. We had autograph sessions all weekend. We're going to do a quick slideshow here in just a second and kind of do a run through of what we saw over the weekend. But I just want to know right out of the gate, Katie, Ben, and Luke, what you guys think? How did WonderCon treat you guys this year? Katie?
It kicked my butt.
Yeah.
I don't know how we do 4.5 days of this when we go to Comic-Con.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure a global pandemic and 2 years of having no conventions had something to do with it.
You got to work
But
out.
I'm trying to pretend that that's not the reason, and that it's not just us all getting older. But
No, we're out of shape.
it was nice. We managed to have a hotel pretty close, which, what's nice, because that makes a big difference when you're tired at the end of the day.
Yep.
So it was nice to have a close home base where we could also go get drinks or get food, because we had a whole bunch of snacks, which, by the way, if you guys have never gone to a convention and you do have a hotel that's close to the convention, get snacks. Leave them in your hotel room and put them in your bag every day. It will. My roommate, fellow con girl Emily, who is not here because she is watching Bob's Burgers, is
wait. That's not that's a good reason.
No,
That's
she's not feeling well, but she's also watching Bob's Burgers. She got hangry on Friday night, as everybody here can
did she
agree to. And so the next day we had like beef jerky and stuff in my backpack, and let me tell you, that was a life changer, because we were not as cranky after that. But it was a different convention than normal, for lack of a long description of it. I mainly because we had a booth, but not always. I think it was just different because I felt like I was catching up and trying to experience it how I normally experience it. But it was just an odd year, but still fun. Walked around a lot. We didn't end up doing our Artist Alley raffle because we don't have much more room for art in our house. So we ended up walking the comic and novelist section of the floor, because Emily is a big book reader, and so we're like, maybe we'll go check out that area. We've never done that before, and she got a couple novels, a fantasy writer, so she got some of hers, and we got to talk to her. She got them signed. That's where a lot of the comic books are, the original comic books, and people who are creating their own series and stuff. So that was fun. And then I helped get water and food and whatever our Power Rangers needed, which was different, but I can't complain. It was a good thing for the con guy, and hopefully that means we can get more of it. And our panel was awesome. So it was a pretty successful con. So
I think it was the best panel we've ever done.
And I got
home.
home. Yeah. And I got home, and sorry, I forgot to mention this in my intro, but the Fantastic Beasts Instagram quoted my review of their movie. So that happened.
Yeah.
So that happened. So
that's
it was a pretty good wrap. Yeah.
That's congratulations. I know that just for the record, having a booth completely changed the face of this WonderCon for me. And I know for Luke, and Luke will let you go last here. But Ben, what about you? Because WonderCon I know is a special con for you.
WonderCon is a special con for me. It's the con that I met my wife at. As one does meet their wife at a con.
Still trying.
Hey, you got it. One of these days. But WonderCon's always been a special con for me. It was my first WonderCon that I actually met Brianna at. But Brianna had been going to WonderCon for a few years at that point, and she had always said it was her favorite con, and I agree, because it is the baby brother of San Diego Comic-Con. It usually still has the media pull as far as who they can get to show up. You know, they can usually get A-list talent to show up to this thing. And even, you know, as far as cons go, it's still a big con for artists, comic book artists and writers and that sort of thing as well. We'll talk about it in a little bit. We had David Boer, who is blowing up in the comic community right now. He's got at least 3 books, if not more, on the market right now. But, you know, I got, there you go, Killer Queens. Great.
Yep. Cool.
Is that the trade or is that a single issue, Katie?
No, it's not a single issue. It's a graphic novel, like the full thing.
And Kanto, which is one of my favorites because it goes off of kind of Wizard of Oz lore a little bit. And I'm from Kansas, so it's, you know, Wizard of Oz has a special place in my heart. But I got a signed print from Dustin Nguyen, who is one of my favorite comic book artists. He's amazing. He does these dope watercolor things. I'd turn around and grab it right now, but nobody wants to see my underwear. Anyway,
So you're not wearing pants?
Of course not. Are you?
Okay.
Never. You don't wear pants when you're a captain of Star Trek.
Of course not.
That's right.
Actually, I'm a lieutenant commander. WonderCon this year was a little different. Obviously, you know, this was maybe in our area the third con that's happened, because we had LA Comic-Con in December. Gallifrey 1 did happen, which we did not attend. My wife and I had tickets, but we didn't attend Gallifrey 1 just because it was right at the end of the last huge COVID spike. And we were just like, you know, maybe we'll hold on this year. We already got our tickets for next year, though, so we're good to go. And then WonderCon, and it did seem a little less crowded on Friday than it normally would be. Friday, of course, is still less crowded than Saturday in general, but it seemed a little more sparse. Saturday, I wasn't there until later in the day, but how did you guys feel about how the crowd was on Saturday?
Saturday was super crowded. Friday, it was a noticeable difference from Friday. I haven't heard I haven't heard if they sold out yet. I have a feeling Saturday did, but I don't think the other 2 days did.
Well, I saw people trying to buy tickets out front, you know, like looking for extra tickets. So I have a feeling Saturday may have. And then to me, the floor area at least seemed like it was like at least double, you know, where almost like
it was really crowded on Saturday, especially like even starting out in the day, but by the end of the day, it was really bad.
By the way, just as a quick side, if you were at WonderCon, particularly on Saturday, just monitor yourself for the next couple of weeks, or the next week, I guess I should say. Just make sure you're okay. If you haven't gotten symptoms by now, you're probably okay, but just to be sure, keep an eye on yourself for the next week.
Well, that's not necessary, and I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but if you did get Omicron, there's a big still monitor yourself. Even if you don't feel symptoms, just be careful, because most of the younger crowd could get Omicron and have zero idea that they have. So just be careful. Yeah. So be careful.
The last thing you would want to do is go home and give it to an older relative who's maybe has a robust immune system, and that wouldn't be good. But you know, we do need to acknowledge we still are in a pandemic. But fortunately, it seems like we're on kind of a bit of a downswing. So hopefully that's the case. And you know, hopefully we can continue moving more towards a sense of what we would consider normalcy, which is what we had a lot of last weekend at WonderCon. You know, there were masks required on the floor. However, we saw, as we were there, a lot of people walked in the door with a mask, and about 30 seconds later, it was nowhere to be seen.
But WonderCon was very vigilant trying to enforce the mask rule.
Sure,
not really on Saturday. Friday, yes. Saturday, it did not seem like they really cared
Let's not
too
get
much.
them in trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
I get that, but I'm just saying on Friday, I heard multiple mask announcements over the intercom.
Yeah.
On Saturday, I didn't hear any. So
yeah.
Well, maybe you were distracted by cosplay abs, as we all were.
All right, Cheeseman, let's hear from you before we jump into any of our videos here. I know this was a completely different experience for you. You kind of didn't get a single minute's rest the entire weekend, but how was WonderCon for you?
Well, for me, like I just kind of like hung out on the floor area because I was managing the booth, but I did go around to like all kind of like the different vendors, and there was a great mix of stuff. I probably bought more items. I don't know if I've spent more than I've ever spent, maybe, but I bought more items than I ever have on the floor. There were just so many cool things. We'll be showing at the end of the show some different things I got, but some different things I've been looking for a while kind of popped up, and you know, as always, you see things you weren't expecting to see, and then you grab that as well. But
Jim, look who just left a
comment. I know. I was gonna say, look at that comment.
Look who just left a comment on our Facebook stream.
Oh,
Cameron Gibo.
Orion, the Silver Ranger himself.
What a nerd. Out of all the people here, I'm the nerd.
In just a second, we got a really cool picture of the silver jacket that Cameron Gibo has. It was really cool. Yeah. And he pulled it out during the panel. That was so much fun. That panel was just crazy fun. And I think it was one of the best panels we've done. I don't want to jump on it yet. But anyways, Luke, did you have anything else to add? Wait, Ben. Blood good. Go ahead, Luke.
Well, if Cameron's still watching, I just want to say when we did talk to David Boer, he said that Cameron is his favorite Power Ranger.
Oh,
ooh, high praise from a
magnificent favorite, David Boer, the comic artist of Kanto.
And if David Boer watches this show, which he doesn't because he belittles us mercilessly, but I'm kidding. I am. Wait, look. It's true. So we're going to show some clips here.
Has he met Cameron?
Yeah, they were on the same show. They were on the show together.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Since we have Cameron here, can we show us a clip?
Wait, yeah. Wait. Luke, do you have the clip ready to go?
We do have it. Yeah, I could.
Since Cameron's here, guys. Yeah, exactly. Cameron, he remembers they did a show together.
I forgot about that.
All right, this is a little preview of what's to come. Luke's got a clip set up, ready. This is the interview that they did. I don't know. Luke, why don't you introduce?
Right,
I have no idea what you're about to show.
Yeah, we did an interview with Cameron on the floor right after the panel, so we are going to take it away.
All right.
Hey, it's Cheeseman here at WonderCon 2022. Who do I have here with me?
Who do you think it is, boy?
Cameron Gibo of Power Rangers Super Mega Force. How was your con experience this year?
Con was great this year. It was a very fun day for me. I was only here today, Sunday. A lot of fun. Great being at your guys' booth, always. Thanks for having us. And the panel was really good. A lot of people showed up, a lot of fun questions. Yeah.
What's it like being back after these 2 years of just a pandemic, but now the con season might be back and a good turnout here at WonderCon? What was it like for you?
I was a little rusty. I haven't done this in like 3 years, so it was, overwhelming at first, walking in and seeing everybody again, and like it was really kind of meaningful to see a lot of fans again, and like get people that are like, oh, I want to take a picture with you. And, we haven't had that in a very long time. So it's really nice to be back with humans,
Now, was there anything new you learned about fellow castmates or other Rangers that you didn't know before? I know, like, people talk, oh, I didn't hear that before. Was there something that kind of like, oh, that stuck out with the panel?
I feel like there was, but I'm blanking now because I'm on the spot. I don't know. I don't think so.
Was it Ciara? She was talking about her character holding hands or doing something like that?
Yeah, apparently Ciara and John Loudermilk, our Blue Ranger, had like a secret subtextual relationship. Like they would hold hands under the table and stuff, and they made it their like little subtext with each other for like the entire season. And I had no idea. None of us did. It was amazing.
You heard it here. Thank you, Cameron, for being here. It was always awesome to see you. Good guy here. Check him out. Where can people find you?
It's my name on all platforms, Cameron Jebo, Jebo. Thanks for having me, dude. This is great. Everybody check out The Con Guy, for sure.
He's so fun. One of the things I love about Cameron is like, not only is he just like he's a cool, he's a immensely decent person. He's a
delight.
Yeah, and like he's just like gracious and nice to people, and he travels overseas and does missions trips to help people that need. He's just a good guy. I love it when the good people succeed. So, Cameron, we love you, my friend. I can't wait to get you back on the show here.
Highly average.
Highly average, he says.
He's very humble.
By the way, Jim and Luke, my wife and I, and I'm going to go ahead and volunteer Cameron and his wife. We're all going up to Solvang together sometime. That's, we just got to do that, right? Right.
Yep. It's happening. It's happening. The wine is ready.
A 4-day Solvang weekend trip for the 6 of us. Katie, you should come too, right?
Yeah.
A week from Saturday. Let's all go.
Wait. Yes, Amanda, happy birthday! Oh, it's great to see you.
Great to see you, Yolan. Wine, yes.
All right. Oh, wait. Andy's here. Andy,
so I left Solvang. I assume that's a typo. He meant Solvang.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, probably.
But you know what? Autocorrect, it does things. Autocorrect does things.
Hey, Andy, make sure you check out. We're going to have a slideshow in just a second, and we put your Instagram on there. So a cool picture that you had at our booth. So anyways, hey, guys, since we're talking about the slideshow, let's go ahead and show it. And
bye, Cameron.
Yeah, see you, Cameron.
Bye. Thanks for popping
in.
Have
a good night. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye-bye, guys.
All right,
I have the slideshow right here. Let me see. There's a comment. That was Cameron. Never mind. So, without further ado, and we can talk over this if we want, but those of you who are listening, we apologize. We'll try to talk a little bit about what you're about to see, but here is just
absolutely silent.
Here's just a bunch of pictures from this year. All right. And there's no music. Katie, there's the beach bash at Funko.
Funko booth, yeah.
Yeah.
Some Halo cosplayers.
Luke, who is this? Luke. Oh, sorry, it's so fast. Luke didn't even see it.
We've got some Spider-Man and
so it's all the cosplays. Lots of Captain Carters I saw.
Lots of cosplays. Freddie and
there's
Jason,
our booth.
the Con Guy booth.
Yep.
David Boer.
David.
Kanto.
Yep,
David
selling
Boer
at the booth.
Talking to
fans.
Oh, we've got Anson Williams,
John Most, and Greg Berg.
Berg. That was a great day.
And then
this is the Power Rangers booth. Brendan Mejia, Ciara Hanna, Cameron Jebo.
Just our table.
Our table with all the ads. Brendan Mejia at the table.
Greg Berg. Who's going to come on? Oh, there's Andy right there. Good to see you,
there's Andy. There. Who's that
Ben?
guy?
With his pink Power Ranger shirt.
Look at how epic this looks. Look at how epic this looks. The Power Rangers panel was just one of the best things ever. Well, and there's Brandon. So we're looking at photos from the Power Rangers panel. It was so cool. They put us in the big room this year with cameras and the big background video. We had the ASL interpreter. There's the jacket. There's the silver jacket. This is great. Look at there. Look at that setup, Ben. You look epic right there. We had a packed room.
Yeah, we had so many people show up to the room. I was so impressed.
There's the con crew right there with the Power Rangers. Fantastic. Does it go away? Yes, it goes away.
The Power Ranger panel was so much fun. I just couldn't believe it. We had such a huge room this year, and that was somewhat similar to the first year we did this back in 2019. We walked in there and we were like, "This room is huge."
What's that noise, guys?
That noise.
It's probably somewhat up above me with their water. I'm gonna turn mute mine for a second and see if it is.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it was, Katie.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I hate this apartment's walls.
Well, The first year we were there in 2019, we had this huge room and probably fit 250, 300 people, something like that. And we were like, there's no way we're going to fill this. And by the end of our panel, it was, it wasn't full. It wasn't overflowing, but we had a really decent number. I mean, at least 2/3 of the room, probably 3/4 of the room filled up. And this year, again, we go in there and we're like, this room fits. How many people did our room fit?
It was, from what I understand, it was between 750 to 1,000.
That's insane.
Wow.
And
I know,
we probably had well more than half of the room filled up for our panel. And for us being a relatively, small podcast in the grand scheme of things,
I call us indie. We're an indie podcast.
We're an indie podcast, a lesser known. We're underground, baby.
But a big deal
not, we're not the Kevin Smith podcast or whatever. We don't have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of fans. We only have thousands upon thousands of fans. And to get that kind of a crowd at WonderCon was really special, and it was really fun. And we did a Q&A session for the last 20 minutes of the panel, and people asked such great questions. They were so fun. There weren't any like weirdo dummies like being like, will you go out with me or something like that, and
will you sign my back?
Yeah. Will you sign my butt cheek, please? But it was a lot of fun, and the Rangers were great. We had Ciara, Cameron, we had Roger Velasco. That was the first year that we had him. He was fantastic.
He's coming back.
He's the most old school Ranger that we've had, the most seasoned veteran, because he was there in the late 90s, right after the initial launch. And so he was able to share some stories that may or may not have been appropriate, but it was still fun. And then, of course, we had Brendan Mejia. We had Abraham Rodriguez.
Fashionably late.
Abraham Rodriguez, fashionably late. That was a great moment, too.
Oh, wait. Speaking of that moment,
roll that beautiful bean footage.
All right, Ben, up at the stage. Set this up first, Ben. What was going on?
So we had Ciara, Cameron, Roger, and Brennan, and they were all there early, and then we kept getting text messages of like, Abraham's on his way, he's looking for parking, he's gonna be a little bit late because he drove down from LA, et cetera, and we're like, it's fine, not a problem. Like, as long as he's on his way, he'll be here. Like, we were running this very chill, very, not fly by the seat of our pants, but like very cool. It was fine that Abraham wasn't there right off the bat. So we started the panel, and we had been going for like 5, maybe 10-ish minutes. Somebody said something, and then this happens. I was gonna say, talk a little bit about your experience, because you're kind of at the end of again, barring Abraham showing up. True.
That's why the 6 music comes later in the season. This is the first time me and Cameron meet in person. Yeah. It is. One second, my man.
We're hugging people.
And they're all waiting for you.
This is the first time we meet in person.
Hello, I feel like, ooh.
Grab water.
Here's your mouth.
Yeah, have some water.
We have like a screen. I know. Okay, yay, let's do it.
Yes.
Okay.
I moved this.
Yeah,
okay.
Wow, that's fun.
Thank you,
I work hard.
For those of you who are just listening, Ben, describe what happened just kind of briefly there.
Well, so Abraham hadn't arrived yet, and we were 6 or 7 minutes into the panel, and I was starting to talk to Brennan because he was at the end of the table, and I just acknowledged, Brennan, you're at the end of the table, barring Abraham showing up, and as soon as I said that, all of a sudden Abraham comes running into the door and is like, I'm here, and comes.
Oh, I didn't know if you set that up. That's amazing that it happened.
I had no idea he was back there. It just happened to line up that way, which was so perfect.
Wow.
But
it was so perfect. Yeah.
And,
I thought you
the other
planned it.
great thing is that we've had over the pandemic, when we did our Power Ranger panels for WonderCon and Comic-Con, when they were all online, we had Abraham on, and we had Cameron and Ciara, and of course I was hosting them as well. And so Abraham had never met any of us in person. He had only met us over the internet. And so he comes running up and he's like, oh my gosh, I've never met any of you in person before. So he just starts hugging everybody on the stage. And Abraham, in addition to all of the rest of them, but they're all just such great people. They're just so nice and so pleasant and just so happy to be doing what they're doing. And I can't blame them. Like, if you've had the privilege of being a Power Ranger, you know, that's it. You've done it, you know, and so why not just be happy about family? Go ahead. Exactly. So during the panel, they talked about it is like joining a family when you get cast in that franchise, because they do connect back to the previous iterations and you get to meet up with previous cast members, and the fan base is so great and they're so rabid and so passionate that they love everybody who's part of this. And so you get to meet up with other Rangers at conventions and all this kind of stuff. And there's an immediate relationship there because you've experienced this very similar experience. And there's so many people that work on the show that go from iteration to iteration on the crew and on the production staff, writing, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of people behind the camera that have met all of these generations of Rangers that they can all relate to each other about their experiences about. So it was just a lot of fun having everybody there in person finally after 2-3 years of not being able to do that.
Yep. All right. So we are going to move into our interviews time. We have some interview clips to show here, but I just got to say that this WonderCon was very stressful, very exhausting, but perhaps one of my best experiences ever at a WonderCon. My only gripe was I kept having friends show up and I couldn't go shopping for comic books. And I'm like, So anyways, I will get over that soon. But so just to let everybody know, we did have a booth on the floor and we had signings at the booth Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We did not have a lot of time to prepare. We knew that we wanted the Power Rangers there, but we had to program all day Friday as well. And Cheeseman pulled it off. He got us some folks at the Cheeseman. Who did we have on Friday?
We had Greg Berg, who was the voice of some Muppet Baby characters as Baby Fonzie, and is it Scooter or Skeeter?
Fozzie.
I think it's Skeeter.
Fozzie
he did both characters.
Scooter. Yeah.
And then he also did some Ninja Turtle. He did some Donatello, and he also did Bebop as well, and just a bunch of other characters, I think some like small characters in Simpsons and all that, and he did Transformers, all that, so a lot of stuff. And then Jim, what Happy Days people did we have?
I gotta tell you, most people didn't know who these folks were, which makes me super sad, but I grew up with Happy Days because I'm an old fart, and Happy Days is it's a classic show from the 70s and 80s. I'm sure most of you know it. Most of us know Richie Cunningham, Ron Howard, and Fonzie. I can't remember Fonzie.
Henry Winkler.
Because they were the breakout stars of the show. But these two guys that we had at the booth on Friday just made my day. They made my week. And Anson Williams and Don Mose, Potsy and Ralph Mouth at our booth all day on Friday. And it was amazing. My favorite story of the day was when they're sitting there and I just snuck my phone up. I had to call my mom and say, Mom, you're never going to guess who I'm sitting next to here at the booth. And Anson Williams, who plays Potsy, looked at me. Yeah. Can I just tell you, I think they're like in their late 60s, early 70s. These guys look great. And Anson barely looks any different, it's crazy. But Anson saw me on the phone. He goes, who are you talking to? I'm like, it's my mom. He goes, it's your mother. What's her name? I said, Mary. He goes, give me that phone. So he grabbed the phone away from me and he goes, Mary. And he starts talking to my mom. And then my mom's naturally chatty. So she just starts carrying on a conversation. And then they hand her over to Don Most. And of course, she starts carrying on a conversation. My mom goes, so is your hair still red? I'm like, Mom, they're 70. But my mom she's the best lady. And it was so cool. And then she asked him to sing. And in just a minute, we're going to kind of see what resulted from that. All right, Cheeseman, let's go through some interviews of the people that we got. This is from our booth from the weekend at WonderCon. Take it away.
All right, we're going to go ahead, since we're talking about, Anson Williams and Don Most, we'll go ahead and start with that interview while we're on the topic. So here we go, you Happy Days lovers.
Here we are at WonderCon with two people that you guys, I know you recognize. Ralph and Potsy are back together again. Anson Williams. Don Most.
Me. That's me.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. That's who.
That's who. We got to ask, are Ralph and Potsy still friends to this day?
Oh, man, we are the best friends. We're actually best friends.
Yes. Are you really?
Absolutely. We live close to each other, and we see each other a lot. And
talk to each other like 4 or 5 times a week.
That's right. That's right. No, we're really blessed. We've been friends since November '73.
November '73. Wow.
That's how long.
Can't believe that. Wow.
Well, you guys have done so much outside of Happy Days. Everyone knows them from Happy Days, but you guys have such a long history of a career outside of Happy Days. Can you talk about that for a second?
Yeah, let's answer.
Well, in '85, I went totally behind the camera. I'd been directing since '85. And even during Happy Days, I created shows, sold them, and in fact, quite a few shows with Ron Howard way at the beginning.
Who?
Ron Howard. Anyway, yeah. So in fact, we did a film together in 1980 called Skyward with Betty Davis. That was the first one I created and exec produced. So I've been very lucky behind the camera, and actually, Gary was the one that inspired it. He says, you have to wear many hats, not just act, if you want to stay in this business, especially you, Anson. and I agreed with him. Boy, I went behind there as fast as I could.
Nah, but he still can act. We did a project together called Harvest Time a few years ago, like a short film, and it's winning all these awards now in festivals. And Anson and I, it was just the 3 people in the piece, mainly Anson and I. He did a great job acting. So he downplays that, but he's a great director too. And,
yes, and Don's a great director. Yeah, totally. He has an amazing film called Moolah.
Moolah, yeah, which you're going to see. Well, after Happy Days, I continued to focus on acting for a long time. I didn't move into directing right away, and I was doing a lot of, guest appearances on TV, some films, and a lot of theater, and indie films. And then I directed my first film, The Last Best Sunday, in late '90s, and then Moolah, 2007. But in the last 4 or 5 years, I've been really getting a lot of great roles in films. I did 4 movies last year. So there's one called Lost Heart on Amazon Prime, and another one called Man's Best Friend, also on Amazon Prime. And I have another one coming out this year called County Line, No Fear. So anyway.
Hey, wait a minute. I thought you said you were busy.
and then Anson and I did that project. And there's another project called Viral Vignettes that Anson directed on that, and I acted and directed. And that's winning a lot of awards and festivals now too. So there's a lot of stuff cooking.
Well, I'm exhausted.
I know. I'm sorry, but what about music? You guys are also very involved in. Let's hear. I want to hear about that as well.
Well, I started out singing before I was acting, and I kind of pushed it away, changed focus when I was about 16, back to towards acting, always knowing I'd want to come back to it at some point, and I did about 7 years ago. I love singing all the great American songbook, the standards with a jazz bent to it. So I started doing clubs, jazz clubs in New York and LA, and started doing more. And then I did a CD called Mostly Swinging, which is out, and I just did another CD. We're almost finished, and one's coming out this year. And I performed with my first symphony a few months ago, and so I'm going to continue to pursue that as well, because I love it.
What a day this has been.
What a rare mood I'm in.
Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's
almost like being in love.
All the music of life seems to be
Like a bell that is ringing for me.
So in the way that I feel, when that bell starts to peal, I could
swear I was falling.
I could swear I was falling.
Why,
It's almost like being in love. But he bop bap.
Anson Williams, Don Most. There you have it. Thank you guys for coming out with us today. It's been a pleasure.
You bet. You bet.
Thank you. Thanks
God
for
bless.
having us.
Bye-bye. I love that so much. By the way, his movie, Moolah, right here. I'm going to watch it this week. I'm looking forward to it. Directed by Don Most.
I gotta say, it's really, they're not the only people I've heard say this, but the fact that we know a lot of people, and I've heard a lot of actors who've managed to stay pretty busy despite the fact that the pandemic happened. And I mean, that's awesome because, I'm glad they're still working because obviously we all needed stuff to watch, and it was nice to know that so many people still got to give us things to watch when we've been in this time, but still also not worry about not being able to pay their bills. And I think that's pretty encouraging.
Yep. I agree. By the way, the song that they sang there, it was pointed out that was the song that Don Most sang on Family Guy. They made fun of Don Most and they called it. They were just singing about Don Most, and of course, Don Most provided the voice and sang that song on Family Guy. He's the best. All right. Oh,
so that song's actually from the musical. That song's actually from the musical Brigadoon, which they also lifted another song from Brigadoon, which was where they just had a weird feature of Donnie Most. It was like Donnie Most.
Oh no, wait, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah. So that was the theme from Brigadoon.
That's what it was.
But that was sang by a choir on the Family Guy show.
He provided a voice in that episode. I heard
he did. Yeah, he did. Okay. He has a couple of lines in there as himself, and it's funny. It's Family Guy. It's hilarious.
I love it. All right, Cheeseman, what's next?
Well, just before we move on, I just want to say what stand-up guys they were. Like, we're all hanging out, and they just like walked up and they just like handed us like their signed pictures, and they gave me and Jim ones individually, and then they also did a group one, and I'm pretty sure Ben got one of these as well, right, Ben?
I did. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
they were just such stand-up guys.
I was like,
yeah, I know. I was there. They just like walked up, and Ben was like, "Oh, okay, cool, all right."
Oh, okay.
Well, I was impressed. I was like, I wasn't expecting that, and I grew up watching Happy Days too. Now, for the most part, I was watching it on Nick at Night because I grew up in the early '90s, but. I loved Happy Days.
ABC on Tuesday nights at 7:00.
I loved watching Happy Days as a kid, and I loved 50s oldies style music. When I was a kid, and I still do. So watching Happy Days was a lot of fun for me, and so to get to meet Ralph Mouth and Potsy, boy, that was kind of a childhood dream come true.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah. And one of the coolest moments that happened at our booth was there was a younger guy that came up and said him and his brother started watching Happy Days during the pandemic and stuff, and really got like hooked on it, and how it kind of almost like binge watching it like every day kind of a thing, it coming on TV, and how much it holds up, especially the first couple seasons. So that was a really cool moment, I would say. And then speaking of other cool moments, we met Greg Berg, and he also gave us some signing stuff as well. But it was just cool talking about all the different shows. And he was also from Ohio as well, so we had a cool connection there. But well, speaking of Greg, we are going to show his clip next.
All right, cool.
Hey, it's Cheeseman here. I'm at WonderCon with the voice actor icon Greg Berg. Greg Berg, it's good to meet you.
Nice to be here.
Yeah,
having a great time.
Now, what are some of the iconic characters that you're here signing for that you voiced over the years?
Well, over the years, I've voiced hundreds of voices for things you haven't, characters that don't really have a name or you might not have seen on The Simpsons. And I've also been known for Jim Henson's Muppet Babies, Baby Fozzie Bear, the bear that tells the jokes, waka waka waka. And Baby Scooter, he always worked on the computer, sometimes writing the jokes for Fozzie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles alternative voice for Donatello and Bebop. Oh boy, get turtles. And those are the major ones that people come to the cons here to have me sign pictures for. And some of the other ones are just voice replacements in various movies. So it's a pretty versatile career.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you've been doing this for a while. Like, what are some of your favorite like characters you've done? I know you just spoke of some of the ones you've done, but do you have kind of like a particular favorite one, or that's just resonated with fans the most?
I don't know what the fan rate scale is, whatever they're all glomming onto, but I'm always constantly creating voices, so you never know if the next one is going to be one of your more favorite ones than something else that you might do. But I just am full of all these voices in my head that eventually make their way out of my mouth, and then I entertain people with them.
Well, it's been awesome to meet you. Can you do one more impression for us?
Okay, this is one of my more current ones that I found out I kind of match. It's a voice match of somebody. I'll see if you can get it. Okay, this next magic trick, I'm gonna ask for your help to figure out how we made the watch on our wrist disappear while wearing a short sleeve shirt. See, it's a very obscure voice, but that's what I'm also good at doing.
Ooh. Con Guy Jim, you have any ideas?
Okay, I have to tell you because this guy has. Okay, I'll give you another clue. I have a silent partner, and we're on our own show. That's pretty magical.
Is it Sesame Street?
No. Okay, so.
Rick and Morty?
Oh, actually, it's not even animated.
Okay, not even.
Right. The voice is Penn Jillette. Now, see, I'm dealing with people from different ages, so right now a bunch of people may have figured that out way before you guys did.
All right.
You know Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller, the two magicians.
Oh, yes, I do. I do, yes.
So,
great one.
My obscure voice of the day.
Very awesome. Well, it's been awesome to meet you, Greg. Been great hanging out and stuff. Last thing you can say to your fans out there?
I'm just thankful that everybody follows what I do and likes all the other things that I do, even if they're all creative and in the works.
Thank you.
Okay. You didn't. Ben, did you get that while it was happening that it was Penn?
Well, I thought, he's got to be doing an animated character, right? I didn't realize he was doing an impression.
Yeah. So no. At first I wasn't sure if it was a animated character, but then as soon as he started saying magic and silent, I was like, oh, it's Penn from Penn and Teller.
It's definitely, if I go back and I'm like, oh, it's supposed to be Penn Jillette, then I'm like, oh yeah, it totally sounds like Penn Jillette. But I thought it was an animated character, so I was like searching my brain for like, who is this? And I saw Luke doing the exact same thing in the video.
Yeah, I felt so like, oh my gosh, like after I knew, then it all, and watching it again, I'm like, how did I not get this? But then like, yeah, like just going through it and me thinking
you're expecting him to do an animated character's voice. So.
It's funny. Spoiler alert, but Penn and Teller was on Masked Singer, so it's funny that video showed up.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, Luke, did you get David Boer?
I did not. I wish we did. You know, we had that second signing like right after, and we're kind of doing a little of the changeover, with Greg and all that when he arrived. So unfortunately, we didn't get with David, but we'll have him back on the show, I'm sure, soon.
That's cool. And you and Katie were able to get some of the Power Rangers too. So let's see some of those.
Yeah. Katie, did you want to intro the Abraham one?
Yeah, sure. So this was my first time meeting Abraham in person because I met him in our virtual panels with him. But he's absolutely delightful. He has just such this big personality, and I know Emily, my roommate, she hadn't met any of them before, and she enjoyed talking to pretty much all of them. She's like, they were all just really nice people. And it was funny, though, because, like, he would just sit there and be like, Abram, like, talk to people. Like, like having to push him along a little bit. But he's just an absolute sweetheart. He actually has a poetry book coming out, which in our panel, he did mention that, and you'll see a little clip of that in this as well. So, yeah,
little
that's
clip,
it.
little promo. He's coming on our show in a couple
He's from the most
weeks.
recent season in Beast Morphers, which is still available on Netflix if you guys want to watch his seasons. You can't watch Cameron's seasons.
Whoa, wait. By the way, I just want to say that Abraham's coming on the show in a couple of weeks to talk about his new poetry book as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, this is at the Power Morphicon booth, outside that booth.
All
right. Abraham Rodriguez.
Hey guys, it's Con Girl Katie here. I am here at WonderCon, and I'm going to talk to Abraham Rodriguez. We just got out of our WonderCon panel. We're just going to ask you a few questions about your con experience. First off, you did say that this was your biggest con experience that you have done so far. So, biggest panel. So how did that feel?
Amazing. I mean, if you watch the panel, if they upload it later or something, you'll see that I was like, I think, 10 minutes late. And walked in, made quite of an entrance, as I've been told many times. And in the moment, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much adrenaline, but it was awesome. It was so cool to get up there and see the great turnout. And yeah, it was fun. Very, very memorable, I would say, yeah.
If you had the chance to do it again, would you still want to make that entrance?
Absolutely. I don't regret being 10 minutes late at all. At all. No regrets. Everything happens for a good reason, so...
Well, let's hope someone got a very good video of it. Also, in the panel, you did mention that you have a short poetry book coming out. You want to tell everybody about that?
I wouldn't say short. It's 192 pages. But yes, it's called Mixed Feelings. It comes out in stores May 3rd, which is actually a month exactly from today. And yeah, if you pre-order right now and DM me a screenshot of your receipt, I'll send you a personalized pre-order gift. And there's only a month left to do that. So yeah, super excited. I'm having my release party on the 30th. Super looking forward to that, in the midst of planning all of that. So yeah, I'm super excited for everything to come with this new, adventure. I've been doing acting all this time, and it's cool to dip into something different, publishing, book stuff. So I'm excited for everything to come, yeah.
Awesome. And then last question was, you did meet Cameron for the first time. What was it like to meet new Rangers?
It was amazing. It's so funny because there's been quite a few people this con that I've met for the first time, but have met previously doing an interview or like online for something. So it's like we know each other, so it doesn't feel like it's the first time, but then you do realize like, oh wait, this is the first time we like see each other in person. That's crazy. So yeah, Cameron's great. I love him. We've kept up quite a bit online, so it's cool to finally, meet in person and yeah, all fun.
Awesome, thank you. Well, before we round this out, where can people find you on social media or anything else you want to say?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at abraham.rod, and my poetry Instagram is abrahamrodpoetry. Thank you so much. Love doing interviews with you guys. This is so fun. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good job with that, Katie.
He's a delight.
Yep. Yeah. And Cheeseman, we are kind of probably going to have to kind of just do them quickly here towards the end.
Right. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to show Roger's clip. Katie did another interview with Roger, so I'm going to roll that now. This was also a fun one.
Hi, everyone. Con Girl Katie here with Roger Velasco. We just got out of our panel here at WonderCon, and I was going to ask you some questions. I heard this is your first time at WonderCon.
This is my first time at WonderCon, and when I heard I was getting invited, I'm like, yes, I'm there. I was so excited. And then the second thing I heard, it had been like 3 years since you guys had the last one, so I'm like, oh, it's going to be awesome. So, yeah, this is my first time. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. What has been your favorite thing so far about experiencing this convention in comparison to other things you've been to in the past?
The lobster grilled cheese. Just kidding. I'm just so kidding. Honestly, you know what? I'll be honest. Very professional. A lot of great vendors. There's a mix of everything here. We got some actors. We got props, anime, and then for sure the the panel. The panel was awesome, well produced. It's been great. The fans are awesome, and of course, theconguy.com. It's lit, so it's on. Yeah.
Thank you. You also got to meet some other Power Rangers you haven't met before. So, what was that like? Did you enjoy meeting all the new other Power Rangers?
Yes, I do. Well, Abe's like one of my best friends. I've seen Ciara here and there, but we're getting acquainted a lot more these days. That's awesome. And then Cameron. Like every time I come out to one of these, I feel like I meet someone new. I met Austin John for the first time a couple of conventions ago. I think it was anime or whatever, not too far. And then today I met Cameron, and now we're like friends and stuff. So I'm sure we're gonna hang out and vibe and do more cons together. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Well, hopefully we'll get to see you at some more cons. Is there any place people can find you, social media, anything else you want to say?
Yes, absolutely. You can find me at Official Roger Velasco on IG. Official Roger Velasco is my fan page on Facebook. Also, stay tuned for Bloodline of the Grid. I just showed up on Bloodline of the Grid. We're going to show the first episode, excuse me, it's the second episode where I'm being featured at over at Riverside Anime on 4th, 5th of June. So if you want to look into that, make sure you show up to that panel. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, look for us for more conventions also with the Con Guy.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been awesome. Much love. Appreciate you, all of you guys. Thank you so much, Katie.
Whoa,
Roger was super cool.
All right, before I play Ciara's, which will be the last main clip that we're doing and all that, which would be a little bit of a longer one, I'm gonna. There was a fan that came by and requested that they do their morph kind of thing, and Abraham didn't want to do it alone, so I have a very short clip of 3 of them, of Roger, Ciara, and Abraham doing their morph clip right at the same time. Here we go.
Do it.
Morphin' time! Activate beast power! Ha!
See how much longer ours are?
Yeah! Mine is simple.
That's awesome.
That attracted a crowd. Just people walking by were like, "What's happening?"
Yep.
But yeah, that was fun to watch.
Yeah.
And our final interview.
Yep.
Cool.
Ciara.
Hey, it's Cheeseman here. I'm here at WonderCon 2022, and I'm here with the lovely Ciara Hanna of Power Rangers Megaforce and Power Rangers Super Megaforce. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I love your microphone color. What a great color you chose. Just for me.
Just for you, exactly. The whole Con Guy brand, part of the yellow, is just for you.
I know. It's cheesy as it sounds. I know it was about me. Thank you.
And I am a cheeseman, so it all makes sense. Exactly. So how was your experience being back? And was this your first convention since the pandemic?
It was not. No offense.
I didn't do my research, obviously.
No, I did 2 others, but this is probably I did one in West Virginia in September, and then in 2021, and then I did Mexico 2021 October. So that was awesome and great, but this is the first big United States one back. So it's actually really awesome to see everyone again and feel normal-ish.
Ish. Yeah. So how was the panel experience for you today?
I was so sad it was over, if I'm being honest. I was actually so sad. They had like a 15-minute warning coming up. I'm like, are you serious? I looked at Cameron, and he looked at me. He's like, I know. We just wish it was longer. It's one of those things where when we are all in a group together, we'll just keep talking, and we'll talk about the most random things. It's almost like we're catching up on our own stories, where I feel bad for the audience because they don't get enough questions in. So I feel like our panels would be a little bit longer. I'm going to vote for that next time.
Now, you mentioned you hadn't seen Cameron in a couple of years. What was it like seeing Cameron again? Did you just pick up where you left off?
Like what Cameron said during our panel is, me and Cameron go way back. We can be away for literally, it was like 2.5 years, I think, that we saw each other last. And the second we see each other and hug, it's almost like, and it goes right back to normal. Like we just saw each other yesterday. But that's what, you kind of have that connection with somebody, and it's really nice to have that connection where you can literally just act like everything's normal and fine, and it's not weird. And it's kind of the whole, I feel like the whole Power Ranger franchise is like that, though. Even Brennan, Abraham, like everyone I've seen, like it just right back. Roger, everyone's been right back to normal. So.
What was it like hanging out with some of these other people here? Like, who else was part of this?
Wait,
where did you?
I didn't even see you there.
Yeah, I like.
It's nice. It's nice hanging out with them. Nice little tan skin. Jealous. I get burnt when I get in the sun too much.
I'm pretty dark.
You need to teach us some skill. The pandemic made us even paler.
People say, "Oh wow, what a tan!" It's not a tan, guys. This is just I'm just a dark fella. I don't know.
He lives by the beach, so
yeah, that's what it is. I'm always shirtless. That's what it is. So yeah.
Be always shirtless is how you get a tan, is what I learned today.
I will take that and I will go with it. You're not invited, none of you.
And always wear yellow and put yellow in your branding. I learned that, yeah.
That was great though. It's a sunshiny color. I've learned that as I'm wearing it today. So, yeah. Accident.
Well, Ciara, where can people find you if they want to know more about what you're up to or what you're doing on a day-to-day basis online?
You can stalk me on the corners of. It used to be 909. It switched up. Yeah. I won't say my real area code. But you can. I'm normally on Instagram. So Ciara, CIARAHANNA 20. And people think, what's the 20 for? And I will tell you. What is it?
20 years old. Oh, okay, I don't know.
Everyone thinks that. I was not 20 years old when I made this. I am born January 20th. Forever remember my birthday. Say hi.
You were born January 20th? Oh, wow. My dad's 21st. Yeah.
I don't see many January birthdays around that date, so Aquarius, baby. I love them. They're a little weird. They're a little interesting.
A little? Just kidding.
But yeah, I'm normally on Instagram. I don't really do Facebook too much, but Twitter sometimes I'm trying to get better about. I'm trying to get better, guys. But go on Instagram.
All right. Well, I am sad to say I think this interview has come to an end, but it has been an honor to hang out with you both this weekend, and thank you on the behalf of theconguy.com for, maybe no hug from you? No hug from you?
Microphone
Yeah,
next
yeah.
time, please?
Yeah, okay. We'll switch it. I'll bring the green foam one, but everybody, thank you for being part of WonderCon. I do have the green bill. There it is right there.
And the black. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're going to let them get back to their fans. So everybody, thank you for coming to WonderCon this year and for checking out theconguy.com. Stay cheesy.
That one almost got out of hand.
That was fun.
That was great, Luke.
That was unacceptable.
Hey guys, real quick, we're gonna end on some of the stuff, but I just want to say, in case I don't get a chance to say it, Ben, Luke, and Katie, you guys made the Con Guys weekend at WonderCon our best convention experience we've ever had. And I know everybody had so much going on. Katie, you just took care of that table. Cheeseman, you planned that whole weekend, and Ben, you were the host with the most. I just tell you what, it was just so great.
By the way, if for anybody who's listening or watching, the reference to the lobster grilled cheese sandwich was because that is the food that we got Roger when we were trying to find food for him, and that's what we got him. So.
All right.
That was the reference, in case y'all were wondering.
Spend no expense.
All right. All right, Cheese Ben, or anybody else, but I have one question for you.
What's in the box?
All right. As always, one of the best things about these conventions is the ability to get some exclusives, some merchandise, some stuff. I didn't really get a lot, but I do want to share one thing real quick. I got, let me do this.
Is that
the official San Diego Comic-Con Tiki mug, and it looks pretty great. Nice. Yeah. I don't know what the design
They're pretty affordable too.
Yeah, it was only $20. This was like most Tiki mugs you get these days. Let me show you. I got this one at Comic-Con. I won this in a contest. If I had bought this, it had probably been about $150. Oh, I love this one. This one's so great. But
that's cool.
Anyways,
yeah.
So my main pride and joy from this WonderCon was that. I also
was that at the Comic-Con? Was that at the actual Comic-Con merchandise booth?
Yeah, at the Comic-Con merchandise booth. And then the only comic books I was able to get was this. It's called Vexed, which is from an independent author, and I mean by William O'Neill, who me and Luke we hung out with him on Saturday night.
The Gentleman Nerd.
Yeah.
I have
He was
his
so
art too.
And then Snake, Escape from New York. It's another one of the adaptations they were able to do. It was funny because we became friends with him. First time I ever met them. His wife is great. I'd met her before. They used to own a publishing company. And now they're like publishers and writers and film folks. And when I was walking the floor with some friends and we got to his booth, he was there by himself. And I had just met him the night before. He goes, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" I'm like, "Sure, what?" He goes, "Can you watch my booth while I go to the bathroom?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So he takes off, and for 10 minutes, I'm representing all this artwork, and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's beautiful artwork, and I didn't sell it, but some people bought it right as soon as he came back because I was really talking up. Anyway,
he had a great location for his booth this year.
Yes,
he had a really good spot.
Yeah. Oh, and before we go into the stuff here, I just also want to say thank you to Topher Davila, who is always such a great help to us here at the Con Guy. He printed up we were in a bind. We needed some cards printed with all the Power Rangers on it and all of our information on the back. And stupid us, we waited to the last minute. Usually you can get stuff, but right now in the pandemic and there's a worker shortage, it's hard. Topher came through in a pinch, got it for us. I was also on a panel with Topher, full-time creative on a part-time schedule, and Topher helped us navigate the rocky waters of trying to figure out how to have a table and the exhibition space and who to talk to. It was rough. But it was great. And I also want to thank David Glanzer, Adam, and the whole team at Comic-Con for making our weekend fantastic. All right, what's in the box? Who's got something to share?
I can go, I guess. I'll go real quick. Mine's really short. I didn't do a lot of shopping this time. I mostly just bought food and stuff. But I did pick up, it took me all weekend to finally find the Prism booth. So I didn't get there when David was signing, but I did pick up one of the last copies at the booth of Killer Queens, which is his graphic novel about intergalactic assassins for hire, but it's obviously LGBTQ. So I'm really excited to read that to help support artists and friends. And they're like, "Oh, we're sorry, this one's not autographed." I'm like, "Oh, it's fine. I'll get it later. I'm not too worried about it." And then there were people at the booth next to us that I kept seeing their stuff all weekend. And then finally on Sunday, I decided to buy one because I love when artists in Artist Alley or who are having their work at cons have them already in frames. It's so helpful for someone who wants to like hang them up in their house. And the ones next to us, they made these little shadow boxes. So he draws the artwork and then they put them in a shadow box and make them 3D. So obviously this is Sam with his little ghost balloon. And then I got one for my friend. That's just a normal print version of the Frankensteins because she adores Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. And then just one other thing. I walked down the area where they have like nonprofit organizations and other charitable booths for people for nerd-related stuff in the world, which I never really pay attention to at cons, and we just happened to walk down, and this booth caught my eye, and it was called Anime for Humanity, and they had these kits on their table, and their whole entire mission statement is to use anime to help raise awareness and give mental health resources to people through anime. And if they give you these kits so that you can pass them out to people if they need resources through anime. And I just thought that was a really cool way to use something that people are passionate about in a way that is positive. So I thought that was pretty cool. And so I wanted to give that a shout out. So
nice. Mr. Cleaver, do you have anything to share?
I did. So I picked up a few pieces of art. So I found this guy named Caleb King, who is, I believe, based out of, I want to say Chicago. Yeah. So he does these sweet watercolor things that I'm gonna get framed.
Nice.
There's a Stormtrooper and Vader and Boba Fett and Darth Maul, and I was really stoked about those. But those
are super cool.
They're super cool, and they're like these drippy watercolory things. And he signed all of them for me, which is awesome.
Nice.
And And I just happened upon him. I'd never heard of him before, and happened upon his booth and saw his designs and struck up a conversation with him. Stopped by a couple days, talked to him a lot. Really cool guy with really amazing art. And then I also picked up. I sought out one of my very favorite comic book artists, Dustin Nguyen, and he also does a watercolor style. If you can tell, I guess I love watercolors. But he's done Batman. He's done a ton of different comics, and he signed this print for me of Batman, which is also super cool.
Oh, beautiful!
I had to stop buying prints a while ago from cons just because I either didn't put them up or don't have any more room to put them up. So, but these were too good to resist.
That's cool. That's cool.
There was a lot more watercolor art this con. I really, really appreciated
I
that.
think it's coming back into vogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a new thing to hang on the wall with, your name from the WonderCon panel? Because I see behind your head.
I do. Yes. I have not hung it up yet, but if give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. I do have my WonderCon nameplate.
Nice.
So that'll go up here under the other ones on the wall. Along with my Comic-Con and my other WonderCon one. So I'm excited.
I just saw those when you pointed them out.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Jim, hopefully you've been keeping yours too.
Oh, I have mine. Like, wait, look at this. Look. What?
I'll have one someday, hopefully. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Yeah, I got my
all right,
Comic-Con
geez, man.
somewhere, but I'll try to make this quick because I got several things. But first, I want to start with we finally had Christmas with Katie, and she got me a Jaws bottle opener. It's a yellow barrel, which actually I already have one, and now I kind of want to get a third one, so I have 3 barrels. I think that would be pretty cool, but factory made them. So she picked me up another one of those, and then Funko did a really cool Hallmark ornament of Batman with kind of the Christmas story kind of look with him with a Santa outfit on. So I will have that on my tree, which if you've seen on other shows, I collect Hallmark ornaments. So very excited about that. But one of the first things I saw there, which I was really excited to see, and I was like, I have to have this, was this it's this Toonie Terrors. It's a Jaws figure with the shark and Quint. Very kind of character-y animated, but the art on it's really good, and even like the Robert Shaw Quint character, like the face,
Hey,
even though it's
pull it back
really
from the screen a little bit, Luke. It's it's shining. There
you go.
There
That's
we go.
better. Oh, there
There
you
you
go.
go.
There you go.
Yeah.
And he
That's
goes in.
pretty
He
cool.
can like fit inside the shark's mouth, right?
Oh yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he can fit in there. They don't show it on the. Oh wait, they do on the side there. So
that's hilarious.
On the shark, you can attach the fin and all that. So I'm definitely going to open this one. Which
no, it loses its value.
Yeah.
So
But
Brad's on there, and Brad goes, there were a lot less actual comic book vendors this year, but to Luke's point, there were even more Funko Pop vendors, if that is even possible. Never seen so many Funko Pops. Hey, Brad, good to have you back.
Awesome. And then I've been collecting these NECA Back to the Future figures. So I finally got to audition Marty with the guitar and all that, which
the
this one's
pinheads.
pretty cool. Yeah, the pinheads. With the pinheads. And then this one, especially, I was really excited because I've been wanting to get this one for a while. And, like sometimes like some of the faces are slightly different of the paint. So this one I definitely wanted to buy in person if I could, but I hadn't seen it anywhere. But one of the vendors there had it, which is the Back to the Future Doc with the yellow jacket, the futuristic one that's on the poster of Back to the Future 2. So I'm super stoked about this one. And, of course, comes with, the different monies from the different time that he had and, 3 different
front of the box
heads.
is funny.
And all that.
I know. I love the front of the box,
The
Luke.
front of the box, yeah.
Newspaper.
Oh, yeah.
Newspaper
And of course,
Today.
the Youth Jailed USA Today thing
Yeah.
from
That's awesome.
2015. Pretty amazing. And again, I already showed these, but, I got 1 and 2 of Canto, so I have the whole collection that's currently out. And of course, he's working on the next one currently, which I think those should be coming out soon. But I'm
The individual
excited
issues are, the individual books are coming out right now, and then they'll come out with the trade after. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're in the middle of the run right now. for 3.
Cool.
And out of all the things I got, this one I'm very excited about because I had, the Michael Keaton Batcave one, but they did finally, Mcfarland Toys came out with the Batcave of the 1966 Batman. So I bought this from one of the vendors there, but then I saw the back and they had like the Batmobile, showed it with the Batmobile and Batman and Robin. So then it caused me to go on a spending spree online when I came back. So I started buying, like Target has the figures that they're selling currently. So I bought either some at the location or online. So I got Penguin already. I'm waiting on Batman and Robin still, unfortunately. I got, Catwoman.
And Luke, why is it that you bought them online? Is it there's a story behind that, right?
Well, sometimes when you're going around, you can like see stuff on like it might be cheaper online, especially if you get like the free shipping and all that. So the pricing was better, and I just it's hard to get all this stuff in the car, So sometimes it's you buy some things there, and then you can go online and kind of get the rest of the stuff. So here's the Joker and Batman in the swimsuit one. I know Ben would like these ones if you don't already have it, and they're pretty affordable. Like these are around $18 each.
So, Luke, I've got. Oh, go ahead.
Ooh,
the Riddler.
I was gonna say I've got Batman with the surfboard, but
that's
I know there's a Joker figure with the surfboard as well, but I don't have that one.
Yeah. Where did you get that one, and when was that Walmart or? Because I know they sell some of those.
No, I think I got this at a con. I've had this for 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
So I can't remember where I got this.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I mean, they're pretty similar in the kind of the figures, the way the legs bend and where kind of things move are kind of different on some of them, but both of them are done pretty awesome. Although the surfboard, that's a great addition that you have on yours that didn't come with mine.
And Brad made a good point. Although we always do kind of encourage people to shop at the cons, gas prices make hunting so much right now. Buying online with free shipping is the way to go. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. So yeah, I got Riddler, and again, got Batman and Robin still coming, and did get a Batmobile to go with the Batcave as well.
Oh my gosh,
this is going to be quite the display. I'll have to take a picture.
That Batmobile's proportions are a little bit bigger than the Batcave. Just saying.
Well,
I don't think that Batmobile.
Batcave set is yeah.
Just saying, there's
it's all from the currently, but but it's the same brand, same toy thing, so it should all go together. And then one other last final edition that I saw while I was there, but then I got later, actually from Walmart's website, are these little TVs with working remotes where it plays like clips from different shows. So I got the 1966 Batman.
It's actually playing.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so there's multiple clips, and you can change the channel with a little remote so it can flip the different clips. And then I also got one of Back to the Future, so this one will play several clips from that.
For those of you listening, it's the Morty playing the guitar and being blasted through the wall.
That's kind of crazy because like that's like takes a lot of permission to do to actually be able to show like actual clips. That means they had to have permission to do that. Like that could not have been easy.
So I think we are coming to the end of the show. I'm going to go through the comments here and see if there's anything that Andy did have a question. He goes, how was the crowd on Saturday and Sunday? Friday crowd seemed kind of light. Andy, I think most of us will agree that the Saturday crowd was kind of back to normal. It wasn't quite shoulder to shoulder, but it was pretty packed. Sunday was lighter, but definitely heavier than Friday. Friday was the lightest of the 3 days.
Yes.
And just real quick, did anybody see any cool panels?
Bob's Burgers.
I went to two panels.
Panel and I couldn't be happier. I am now a fan of Expedition Bigfoot on Discovery Plus. I have every streaming service, but I might have to get that one now. Of course, I hear that HBO Max and Discovery Plus might be merging. and have one streaming service. So I will get Bigfoot. But these guys were great. And one of the biggest relevant revelations of the panel, they interviewed Dr. Jane Goodall and asked her about the possible existence of Bigfoot. And she's a believer. She's not a believer per se. She says, I can't say no because all the evidence I've seen points to that there's a possibility of another ape species living out there, because just this year they have discovered the world's smallest like chimpanzee or ape species just this last year. Like, it's never been discovered before. And she's like, you know what? We think that we've conquered the entire world and gone to every corner, but we have not. Anyways, if you guys get a chance, check out Discovering Expedition Big. What is the name of that show? I think it's Expedition Bigfoot. But any closing thoughts before we close the show out down tonight, guys? Anything?
We're back.
I do.
We are back.
Cons are back. In-person cons are back. Be careful because there are outbreaks. There are some surges happening in different spots around the country. Now, I know some spots around the globe are having some surges. It's only natural. You're going to have a surge once the mask mandates come down and people start mixing. So just be aware of what you're doing. Let's keep things safe because we want these cons. Hopefully, San Diego Comic-Con in mid-July is going to be the next big one for us. There's some smaller ones before then, but we're going to keep you up to date on all the news. Star Wars Celebration. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that one. That's a giant one coming up Memorial Day weekend. That's huge. That one's huge. Trying to think. Any others? Oh, MegaCon in Orlando is coming up Memorial Day weekend as well. If you got to choose between the two, I'm not going to choose.
Right beginning of June.
Yeah, I was going to say Monsterpalooza.
Yeah.
So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. My name is Jim Fry. You can just check out theconguy.com. You can find me at James D. Fry. Katie, where can people find you?
You can find me on all the social media at KT_Christine across literally any social media platform. I'm use all of them. Also over at the Con Girls Instagram, where we talk about all the things from the ladies' perspective. We should have a show coming up pretty soon. More details on that later. And check out that hashtag show's website for my review of Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore, where I talk about the new movie which comes out. And also, you can also see my review of the press conference that they had a couple weeks ago as well up there.
Fantastic. Luke.
I'm Cheeseman. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at CheeseOnCouch, and also be following us on theconguy.com.
And Ben, take us out of here.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the show tonight. Thank you again to our partner network, That Hashtag Show, for hosting us in part. And, of course, their sponsors, Neft Vodka and Toink.com. I am Ben Cleaver. You can find me on all social media. And by all social media, I mean Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, although I only have 2 videos up. I don't really know how to TikTok. I might jump into it a little bit more. I mean, I do acting right, so it makes sense for me to be on there. But it's
at dance, Ben. But do you dance?
There you go. You can find me on all those at BENKLIEWER, or you can search the hashtag BK421. It was great to be back at WonderCon this year. It's great. Remember, we are, as Jim said, we are still in a pandemic. So just be conscious of your health, be conscious of your choices, stay safe. Hopefully we're on the back end of this. We might have some more surges, especially when the weather starts getting colder, but as long as it's warm, we're going to cons. And I'm very excited about that. But again, be safe, be kind, be conscious of other people around you. And this is That Hashtag Show. This is the Con Guy Happy Hour, brought to you by theconguy.com. And my name is Ben Cleaver. This has been Jim, Katie, and Luke. And the reason I'm always drinking out of this red cup is because whenever Ben Cleaver shows up, it's always a party. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening to The Con Guy Show, the official program of theconguy.com. Find us on the Weeby Geeks Collective or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And now on sci-fi.radio, Saturdays at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, both AM and PM. That's 9 o'clock Greenwich. It's sci-fi for your Wi-Fi.